one of the biggest stories in Alabama politically right now, former U.S. Senator Doug Jones is going to be running for governor. Doug Jones won election to the U.S. Senate in 2017, defeating Roy Moore. Because he has been a U.S. Senator for Alabama in the not-too-distant past, there is a lot of excitement among the Democratic, liberal, chattering class in the state of Alabama. There's... It's really difficult for me to get excited about it for a few reasons. I mean, for one, it is really difficult to imagine Doug Jones winning. I do want to recognize the terrain is a little bit different than it was in 2020. You know, I mean, 2020 was a general election year with the presidency on the ballot. The turnout is big, and when turnout is really, really big in Alabama, the election tends to go more Republican. And so 2026 is going to be a better year to run as a Democrat. And with somebody like Doug Jones, maybe you're able to excite the Democratic electorate a little bit more. And also, it will be in the middle of Trump's second term, where he has very, very quickly eliminated a lot of his goodwill. He is underwater on every policy issue, particularly with respect to the economy. But can I get excited because I can believe that he's going to win? No, I can't. It's difficult for me to get there, especially since it does not seem he is interested in trying anything different than he did in 2017 or 2020. You know, 2017, the only reason that he won is because Roy Moore fumbled the ball. There's a question of, okay, well, what can his campaign do to improve the terrain for pro-working class politics in the state of Alabama, whether or not he occupies the governor's mansion in January? And on that, it's still difficult for me to get excited about it because he spent $30 million in 2020. $30 million! I don't see anything that the Doug Jones campaign invested in that has continued to make the conditions more favorable for pro-working class outcomes. And you know, at one point I heard him talking about how when he was in the Senate, and this is true, you can go and look it up, he was the most bipartisan senator. There was no other senator during his tenure in the Senate that voted more with Republicans than Doug Jones. And he was like, and it still wasn't good enough. And like, to me, what that says is voting with Republicans as a Democrat is not going to get you a lot of Republican votes. Because if I'm a Republican voter, if I'm a conservative voter, I'm gonna just vote for the real McCoy. What do I know? But it seems to me that you gotta offer something really different. Not, I'm a midway point between these people you absolutely hate on the left and these people you really like on the right. I'm a midway point. There's just not a constituency for that. You have to offer something different.